How do you measure the inside of a ring? Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to reply to a question: how do you measure the size of a ring? I'm going to show how to measure the diameter, and then you can use that to calculate the circumference. So the idea here is, how do I measure the inside? So if you look at this is a simple cylinder that I cut out the inside. The basic outside size, you can see it's a 100 by 100 by 100. The question is, how do I measure the inside? So I'll show you three ways actually to do it. The first thing is simply I'm going to select the inside of it. And if you simply, I'm going now to use loop selection, depending what you do. And you can see now the size is 80 by 80. So basically the cut over here, I actually used inset to inset this by 10. So I got a basically 80 by 80 inside. Okay, so this is a one-way simple measurement. Same thing, you can use the scale obviously. And you can use that to resize it obviously as well. So if I want to make this, let's say to 50, it will resize the inside size, something like that. It resizes it just one direction, and that's basically it. Okay, so other way I'll show you is the measurement tool. If you go to the measurement tool, there's a few options over here. Let's first uncheck everything. This also, you have the option over here, start. So you actually have three settings over here. It comes to length, basically measurement. The first thing is simply I click on point A and point B, and as you can see over here, it shows me 80. I can use that to resize as well. So if I type in, for example, 50, this actually resizes it both. Now it resized it in both direction because this was set as both. If I make it start, for example, and do the same thing over here and click like here, oops, I mistakenly clicked twice. Okay, so it's 80. If I make it 50, for example, it moves it in just one side because I made the start. And same thing, you make the finish. Okay, now the other idea here is I can make apply to entire object. So that means basically that if I'm gonna measure from point A to point B, and I say this should be, let's say 50, while apply to entire object is on, you can see it resizes the entire object, was resized. So I can make it basically, let's say, let me just undo this. Let me undo everything. Okay, so if I measure from here to here and apply entire object, I'm just testing here if it sizes. Okay, normally it sizes one axis. Somehow I think before it sized both axes. I'm actually strange. Okay, so if I click from here to here, for example, now it will be in this direction, and if I make it, let's say 50, it resizes this direction. So the direction basically you're moving, it finds that axis automatically and will resize the entire object based on that. The second option you have over here, show guides. This is where you don't know sometimes, like if I can move it, draw a straight line. So I can choose, select an axis that it gives me. So I have over here, for example, I can do click over here, and now I can follow the guide. And if you click on this show guide, you can see it has a few guides, a few different options. We have the same idea actually in add the details. So you can follow a guide to do it. What I see over here, sometimes the snapping I think needs to be improved. It's not, it will allow you to snap to anything. It's not always snapping just to the vertex. So you have to be careful with the measurements. But yeah, so that's basically what this is. Okay, so now let's see how add the details will do basically the same idea. It doesn't have the option to measure, but it has an option to resize by itself. So if you do collapse, in the collapse option, we have the same setting, start both, end or both. So let's make it both. And then I have the option to, you can actually snap to other objects. That's a benefit. I can use snap to other things. I think align tool actually will allow me to do it as well. But here I have something in offset. So let's say if I want to make this to be, let's say 40. So I can make 40 in offset, and I make it both, just snap to both. So I can go now to here, and it will actually snap like this. So guides is not available here. It's available in add and drawing. You have the guides, but yeah, but if you know where you're drawing, you can basically do this. And this is much easier if you want to do it continuously, not keep on sizing. And I can make it, let's say, the other way around. So let's say if I want to make it now 60, and now I'm going to, it will basically pinch it in. So you can kind of make designs, something like this, where you keep on moving stuff. Yeah, so that's basically it. So the edit details and the measurement tools will allow you to size from point A to point B, and will allow you this, but then simple sizing, you can just select the inside. I hope this was, you can do obviously the inside just point A to point B as well. You can just select things like this and then scale it. But yeah, so that's basically the idea. Okay, hope this was helpful, and let me know in the comments if you want me to try anything else. Thank you.